Welcome. My name is Nick. I'm the content manager with BenitoLink, and we're here doing this is our very first Zoom election forum that we're trying out. It's the San Benito Office of Education District 1, and I'm here with Filice and Shawn P. Herrera.
Okay, I am Filice. I've lived here in San Benito County for 76 years. That gives you a clue. My home has been in North County since 1966, and I have been a member of the San Benito County Board of Education for the last 27 years. I was educated in Hollister schools, Salinas schools, and then a college that's close by, so I never moved too far away. And I began a teaching career in 1996. I taught for 20 years. I had 1 year at Cienega and 19 years in North County at the different schools, Asimas, Pacheco, and Spring Grove. And I've ended up being on the board and enjoying it all.
I'm Shawn Herrera. I am a Bay Area native, a graduate of Santa Clara University, and I've sat on a number of boards over the years. The most recent stint was at the Hispanic Foundation at the Silicon Valley with our former mayor Ron Gonzalez. I also have a foundation that supports higher education as well as high school through elementary programs.
I think I'd have to go through the school system and have the people that work with the students in the county and have direct connections talk with those that have needs. Sometimes it's hard to get the information out of them, but we have great people at the county office that will pursue that and make sure that what is needed will get there somehow. And of course, we work with the county health, and we work with the different organizations that have input and are great to work with. So I have to say we'll cover it. I'm sorry, this minute is confusing me. The hand will go up?
Nope.
John? Oh, okay. The question was regarding getting services to students. I know the food services we have, as you said, morning, breakfast, and lunch. Dinner services really are not something that we focused on. So I would say the community center might be a place to go. And of course, they can always come to the county office and just inquire about what we can do for them.
I think the real start of that is to, if we are going to try and the county has enough funds to support some sort of dinner program, would be exactly that, just like what we're doing now at Spring Grove, where we have the students coming in and picking up meals during lunchtime that will supply them for lunch and the following breakfast morning. If we're able to, and we're able to acquire funds for this, then it would be a situation where maybe in the evening, those students who did need and we were able to support that program on the way home would be take their dinner pack home with them. We're going through this quite a bit right now with the whole COVID thing, and the real challenge is getting actually that meal to the students themselves. So if we can somehow negotiate that into the county, then I think it'd be a wonderful program, and particularly for those students who may have family working late into the evening where, yeah, like you say, dinner is just not available to them, or outside of a very inexpensive hot pocket meal. Well, that's a very good question. I think it really kind of come down to how we address the disciplinary issues that are to take place on a regular basis, whether they're a situation where the student needs a little more counseling. If that's the case, which is traditionally the case, if we can get and lobby for additional services at the schools so that disciplinary don't have to be so extreme. I think that would help solve and lower that rate. And in particular, counseling these students who might be having home problems, issues with family issues at home that cause the outbursts at school, and then also implementing long-term programs so that the students that are, say, in the elementary level, as we start to see those disciplinary issues, address them while they're young so that they don't turn into larger issues as they get into the junior high and high school level, where a lot of those suspensions are coming from.
You know, we have a lot of programs at the county office. I'm lucky to have that resource. And I do have a connection with San Andreas and Anna Pinnacles. And I know that their goal is to keep the kids in school. They really don't want them on the streets. They work with the sheriff's department, they work with probation, they work with the community and try and keep the kids in the classroom because it's the best place for them. A lot of them do have issues. Shawn was right. They have issues that stem at home and they stem from something that happened on the way to school. It's quite a problem for the school system to address those because the need have to be worldwide. They have to have everybody in the community working on the kids to help them. So the schools really are trying. They try and keep the kids in the classroom. That's a goal. If they can't, then there's other resources that they use to try and make it work. You know, distance learning now is a challenge. It's all new to us. This whole concept of distance learning is, first of all, the tools that they need are not available to a lot of the kids. That's the first thing that we have to address. At the alternative schools, we have the computers available for them to take home and they can use them and then bring them back and record that they have returned them. It's really a challenge for the school system at this point. This is all new. I mean, for years, we've addressed the problems by having either a tutor or someone visit their homes, or just, as Shawn said, having someone that can counsel them and try and get the kids back in the classroom so that that's the best place for them. Distance learning probably would be number 2 in my view, and then having them in a classroom would be my focus.
I think the number one is to making sure that the supervision with the student is there. Right now, we're having a major problem with a lot of students being unsupervised. Essentially, where you have maybe a 7th grader trying to manage a 1st and a 3rd grader in the house while parents are out. So making sure that there's supervision in the home to start so that the engagement will be there. The next thing would be to make sure that the broadband is more substantial for all the students. Currently, we've got students who are they're not doing the video portion because to save bandwidth, because of the limited bandwidth they may have at school at home. Improving that with hotspots so that the teachers can then always have that constant engagement and very fast engagement as well. And then a large portion of managing all this, because a lot of students and teachers can't, is assuring that we have that technologist that's within the district to maintain all Chromebooks, maintain connectivity, maybe Google certified, so that all this will be seamless and then more engaging, because more things can actually happen within that distant learning engagement if all technology works. Great, thank you. Again, I'm looking for seek to become part of the board. I have quite a bit of board experience, and I want to lend that to the San Benito County Board of Education. I really think my enthusiasm and energy and a lot of know-how when it comes to the technology side and just serving boards will bring a lot to the students of San Benito County.
You know, I'm really happy to have 2 people running against me for this position. I have been on the board for 27 years. I was appointed for 2 of those terms. No one was interested enough to get on the county board. and pay attention to these alternative kids. That's basically what our focus is. So I'm so happy to have Shawn and Elizabeth has shown interest, and the public now is getting some exposure to the county office processes through this. And I thank the San Benito Link for being so good about trying to incorporate the county schools into your programs. I just say thank you to Ann.